meet Mr. Bob. Mr. Bob graduated from one of the finest university in the country. Mr. Bob got a job in a highly paid company and his growth was just zooming up. Mr. Bob married a pretty Lebanese girl. Mr. Bob even bought a brand new Hummer and he loves humming to the song Humma Humma in his Hummer along with his wife Hamsi while having some hummus. This Bob, unlike Sanjana, who is a Tara local, what you call, he is an elegant and stylish man. He decided to secure the life of his children and his family. What he does? He takes up some insurance policies. He knows that the 2,500 notes may go invalid, so he pays off all the tax and puts all the money in the bank legally. And now he comes across an ad which says, invest rupees 2,000 every month and in 30 years you can turn up 1 crore amount. Now this Bob wanted to save 100 crore for his children. So he decides, okay, I'm going to invest 2 lakh every month on this SIP so that I could leave behind 100 crores. Now he feels that his children's and his family's life are secure. But this Bob comes across some eye-opening and shocking facts about the increasing global temperature, forests burning, wildlife creatures dying, resources depleting. And now Mr. Bob realizes that if we are degrading the environment at this rate, maybe my children wouldn't have any life. Leave about the secure life that I thought. Now things hit on Bob. Bob used to use 3 paper towels to dry his hands. Mr. Bob used to come to the office all alone with his Hummer. He never carpools. Mr. Bob, he never uses reusable things. He's a kind of a person who does not use things more than once. Now it hit hard. My friends, myself and Bob are no different, except for the fact that he has a highly paid job, a Hummer, and a pretty Lebanese wife. We both are same. We both do the things similarly. Called as chair, judges, and Toastmasters. Every human being in this world have this issue. We do not start acting unless and until we feel that there is a fixed deadline. We just procrastinate it. But the sad reality is, we are currently on the end game now, and we are just digging our own graves. Let me remind you all, this environment which we are in, this does not belong to you. This does not belong to me. And this definitely does not belong to us. This is something which our grandfathers have loaned it to us, and this is something we are indebted to our grandchildren. All the people here, I'm going to ask you to keep your hands over your heart and ask yourself, am I paying these debts to my grandchildren? The answer would be a resounding no. Because the actions, the everyday actions we are doing are writing checks that our future generations can't cash, and this is going to bounce hard on them. What are we going to do about it? Well, mutual fund investors say SIP is a way to make sure you are secured financially in the future. But I'm going to propose a new SIP. It is Sustainable Initiative and Practice. From now on, I'm going to ask everyone here, including myself, so whatever I'm going to do for the rest of my life, whatever task, I will ask myself, is this sustainable? Is this good for the environment? If not, how can I bring in a sustainable initiative and practice it? At least one non-sustainable practice needs to be thrown away of our habit every month. This SIP is the least savings that we can give our children. History has always taught us that we need a spark to trigger something, to trigger a movement or anything. But now saying that a forest is literally burning, literally and figuratively, what are we going to do about it? Are we going to use our grey matter and stop turning things into a grey ash, or are we just going to ignore it? The future generation depends upon it. Of course, the Rome was not built in a day. But the rate at which we are depleting the Rome, I think we only have a countable number of days before we act upon. We have serious issues on prioritizing things that needs to be prioritized, and this is a wake-up call. Let me iterate the sentence which was written on the memorial of the first Iceland glacier to be melted, which states as, we all know what is happening. We all know what to do. But only you, the first Icelandic glacier to be melted, only you know if we did it. My dear friends, our life in this planet is as petty and flimsy as a single strand of hair in our life. But this is turning out to be a big consideration for this planet. The things we do for this life of not even 100 years or 5,000 weeks long could bring down an entire planet which could run for millions of years. Let me remind you all for once and final, this environment does not belong to us. This is something which is loaned to us by our grandfathers, and this is something which we are indebted to our grandchildren, and this is the debt we need to pay. Over to you, Toastmaster.